graduated in May, you should have been applying to jobs like yesterday. So if you know for a fact you want to go into maternity, you should be applying to just maternity jobs. If you know you want to go into Peds, ICU, whatever the case might be, you want to be applying to those jobs specifically. If you can't market your experiences, you have to market yourself.
You'll never meet another person as mentally tough as you. Your entire life. And he hasn't.
Hello everyone, it's your girl Florence and I'm back with another video. If you're new, hey, welcome. My name is Florence and on this channel I'll talk about all things nursing with a sprinkle of vlogs and other topics here and there. If you're returning, hello, welcome back. Whether you're new or you're returning, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you can be notified every single time I drop a new video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys 7 tips to land your dream nursing job. So in my last video, I kind of gave you guys a little bit of context about how I landed my job now as a registered nurse in New York City. So I decided why not just share the gems with you guys, give you some little tips and tricks. And as you guys know, we are in a global pandemic, and while hospitals are at a high demand for nurses, it is very much still difficult for new grad nurses to land their dream job. So hospitals are focusing on nurses that are already licensed, that are ready to work, that already have experience, and not so much on the new grad. So I'm hoping that these 7 tips will help you find that dream job. So let's get straight into it. So my first tip is to apply early. If you're graduating in May, you should have been applying to jobs like yesterday, because while recruiters are trying to get their hands on everybody, the process to get hired takes a very long time, much longer than usual. For example, for me, I started applying to jobs in like end of January, February. When the recruiter first reached out to me, it was like mid-March. I didn't sign my contract till I think the first week of June or the last week of May. So it took about 3 months, even after I got reached out by a recruiter. Just the whole like emailing back and forth, scheduling interviews, getting hired, and the paperwork, like that took about 3 months. So it's taking longer to get hired. So if you're trying to get a job in time for after you pass your NCLEX or in time for like the fall, you need to start applying now. Start putting your applications in now, because it's not too early. Especially if you're dealing with a smaller hospital system, a lot of them already did most of their hiring. So you want to start applying early just so you could give yourself a fair chance. You also want to apply early because you don't want to wait until like May, June, July, when everybody's passing their NCLEX and now putting your applications in, and now you just in a greater pool of people, and it's just much harder for a recruiter to get their hands on you and pull your applications out. So this is the time to apply. You want to start applying now. February, March is the time to put those applications in. So you want to get those in as soon as possible. The second tip that I have is to be specific with your job search. And what I mean by that is, if you do not know which field that you want to go into, you might be wanting to look at more like med-surg, cardiology, telemetry kind of unit, because those are more like general, more broad, and kind of like where you kind of pay your dues as a nurse if you're not really sure which specialty you want to go into. But if you do know which specialty you want to go to, you want to start applying to those jobs specifically. So if you know for a fact you want to go into maternity, you should be applying to just maternity jobs. If you know you want to go into Peds, ICU, whatever the case might be, you want to be applying to those jobs specifically. Now, if you find that you've been applying to specific jobs and a lot of them are telling you the same thing in regards to experience, or a lot of them are not reaching back out to you, then you could go ahead and broaden up your search. But you do want to start off very specific, very targeted. If you know the exact hospital you want to work at, start there. If you know the unit you want to work at, start there. If you know what hospital system, start there. Stop applying to different jobs in those hospital systems that you're interested in. But you want to start specific and then go large, rather than go large and then trying to like narrow down. Third tip is to have a presentable resume. So a lot of time, especially now in the virtual world, your resume is going to be your first impression. So you want to make sure that your resume is very much intact, very easy to read from top to bottom, and very presentable. You want to make sure you're highlighting all your experiences, your educational background, any certification that you have in your resume. You want to make sure that there are no grammatical errors in your resume, there's no distractions, and your resume and everything is presentable and well put together. Take time with your resume, have multiple people look at it. There's also a lot of online resources where you could put your resume through and it's going to scan it for you and give you feedback. So just whatever you need to do to make sure that your resume is presentable and speaks volumes on the type of person that you are, make sure you take those measures because it does make or break you getting it. The fourth tip is to attend job fairs / virtual events. So now that it is a global pandemic, there probably isn't a lot of in-person job fairs, but there are still virtual fairs going on, whether it's your school putting it on or your local hospital system or the actual hospital putting them on. There are still job fairs going on. So make sure you try to attend those because it does give you the opportunity to network and build relationship with recruiters. So take advantage of any virtual events that there are. Also look out for open interviews. I know a lot of hospitals still do open interviews for positions, so make sure that you are looking out for those as well. Tip number 5 is to market your experiences and yourself. If you are able to get any type of nursing experience, whatever it's aid work, whether it's volunteering at a local hospital, whatever nursing experience that you can get, that's absolutely great. But if you don't have the experience, that's also fine as well. Your clinicals counts as experience, but if you don't have any external experiences, that's okay. If you are in that situation where you don't have external experiences outside of your clinical, then you need to market yourself. If you can't market your experiences, you have to market yourself. And what I mean by that is that we all, for the most part, have the same qualifications and experiences. So we all have BSN, ADNs, we all have clinical experience. Most of us have worked at a hospital either as an aide, nursing assistant, PCA, or volunteered. So from that point on, what makes you stand out from the rest? What are some characteristics or some values that you have that will make you a great nurse? Know those things and know how to market yourself if you are not able to market your experiences. You should be able to market both. Market yourself and your experiences, but if you don't have that experience to back you up, you have to market yourself. Okay? Tip number 6 is to be prepared for your interview. An interview of any kind, whether it is a nursing job or any job, is not something that you could just go in and wing and just pray that God handles the rest. You have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. Again, you have to be prepared. This means that you need to be researching the organization and the hospital. You need to know their mission, their goals, the work that they do, the things that they value. If you would like for me to do a video on just like interviews and just interview tips and stuff, just comment down below and I'll do a video on it. Tip number 7 is to have confidence and to just be yourself. And what I mean by that is, for the most part, if you're a new grad, or even if you're not a new grad and you do have some type of hospital experience, you are applying to a new job in a new hospital, in a new environment, that some expectations may be the same, but some may be different. So you are going into an environment where you may not be 110% prepared, but you need to show them that confidence that you are willing to learn. You need to be aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, and be able to market that. Be yourself. All in all, be yourself. Do not pretend to know more than you know, because it will come back at you when you sit there and act like you know everything. You prepare for this, and you have this experience, you have that experience, and you don't have it, because when the time comes around, it will show. So if you don't know something, that's fine. Do not pretend that you do know it. You will be taught everything. You will be trained. There are going to be time to ask questions. You are going to gain the skills. So don't pretend to be anything that you're not. Don't pretend to know more than you. That's the 7 tips that I have. If you have any questions job related, please feel free to DM me on Instagram or to comment down below. I hope that these tips help you find your dream nursing job. And that is it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. On our way to 200 subscribers, we're almost there. So make sure you keep sharing and keep showing love. And I'll see you all in my next video.